Did you get an email from, I don't know who else she sends them to, Dr. Brown, Ashley?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are either of you going to that luncheon?
Well, I called yesterday, told Crystal that I would not be attending that luncheon.
Okay.
I probably will not. I haven't
It's on the
made
ninth.
that final decision just yet. So.
Okay. Okay.
Missed the Ag Day deal they had going on this past Saturday as well. I had 2 or 3 calls on it, had a couple of them on Friday, and I had one on Saturday about it, wanted to know when it was. I was unable to attend it that they had out of KK there.
Eric, if you're going to go, let me know. I'm not planning on going, but one of us should go. So if you want to go, I won't go. But if you can't go, then I will. So look at your calendar and let me know as soon as you decide. All right. Anything else? Lindsey, you have anything for us? How's absentee voting looking?
More, continues like it has been. Nothing up, nothing down. It's not gonna be a big
Not gonna be a
absentee vote,
big
I
turnout.
don't think. Hope the turnout's good.
Are you referring to the April 9th?
Yes. Yeah. And we will not have a meeting next week unless something comes up. Usually we skip meetings during election times. And then if you guys would humor me, and Eric, I want to show you something, and you guys, I'm sure, have looked at what we call better roads. Have you guys taken any deep dive into that at all? Okay. Let me get between you over there if I can. I should throw that up on the screen. But I think there was a question the other day about a road, and I answered it. But this is what we've worked really hard the last 3 or 4 years to gather information that I think will help us make better decisions. And one of the payroll forms that we signed this morning is an individual who will, the job duty there will be to keep this ongoing so we don't have a gap from here to here until we have somebody back in the office full time, okay? But if you look down here, Eric, what was that road you called me on? Start with an A.
Alpine.
Okay. Because what I found is that now that we have 3 or 4 years of information on here, so if you look at Alpine over here, it's 0.2 of a mile long. We've actually already graded it 3 times this year.
One side.
Okay, and actually just on the time sheets we had, it just got graded the 4th time.
Oh, okay.
That
Well,
just
that
came
was
in.
probably the other side.
Okay, and then we've had 4 times we've been on the road, what we call smaller maintenance.
Okay.
So the road that we see or hear that in the process the county might pursue, but I've just found this to be very helpful. So if someone calls in, or one of our guys, and they say, you know, we really have a problem with this road, then I look at this and I say, okay, it's 0.2 of a mile long, and we've been on it 8 times this year. So either we have a really big problem we're not taking care of, or we're on that road too much because it's only 0.2 of a mile long. So it's easy for me to get judgmental what I see here, but having that information has enabled me to have at least a picture of what's going on without being out on every road. So I'm just putting that out there as an example.
So you've got me curious about 4.
Yep.
What's
Okay, so the amount of smaller maintenance is defined right there.
How often is this here had been updated? Is it every month?
Every week.
Every week,
Every
updated weekly.
Yeah. And if you go back, and if you scroll back here, you'll see that we started really getting good information. I mean, we go back all the way to 2016, but as much information as we could gather is from the historical. But if you start back about 20 somewhere, or about 22, then it was redefined what a grading was, because what I was doing, anytime a grader was on a road, I was calling it a grading. But that wasn't the answer that anybody wanted, but I didn't have the data to look at it from different perspectives. So then it was defined, a grading's pulling the ditch, crowning the road,
absolutely,
so forth. And smaller maintenance would be if they're grading,
knock out some washboards or fill in some potholes.
And then you've got the paved road information. You've got road counts on here from 97 to current. You've got a full road directory. It'll show you if it's west, private, east, special 2, 3, or 1. And I would just, if that's a benefit to you, I would encourage you. But that's the one payroll change that you've seen this week, because I don't want to see this drop, because it has so much information in there now. Tell us how many times we've cut brush, how much rock we've put on any given road, and you can go back there to 22 or prior, and you can actually see how much rock's been put on any given road. And then what I'll do is I'll throughout the year I will start to compare. If I see a road that's starting to get a lot of gradings on it, then I start asking questions, because we had one road on here a while back that last year like 20 some gradings on it. Well, it turned out it's not 20 true gradings. It was probably a handful of true grading and a lot of smaller maintenance. But that was kind of a red flag for me, because that was going back to what we were doing previously. Did we change our criteria, or did we have something in that territory that we needed to monitor? So I just wanted to show that to you, and that that will be maintained by that individual. And they came in last week and spent about an hour or a little longer with the commission assistant, so I think they understand what will be asked of them. The first day at work for that individual will be Monday, and then it'll be as the timesheets come in, as the rock tickets come in, and all of that. So we'll be able to maintain this.
And that is retrieval data that I can look up on my computer if I can figure out how to do that.
Just go to their Lynn, and put a tab on mine. I'm probably the same on yours, but it's called Better Roads, and there's just so much information that you can glean from that, and you know, sometimes we'll get a call, and so it has an inventory of all county roads, whether it's one that we maintain or one of the special road districts, or whether it's private. And it's so easy. If I'm sitting there at my desk, I can I can just pull this up and I can let that individual know with a great deal of certainty that that it's been well defined, that it's a county road or which special road district. Probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, Linda and her team and the commission and in the assessor's office, we just really made a concerted effort to identify what roads were private or not, because we were having an occasional call where it was really hard to know. And I think this pretty much, I won't say it's 100% accurate, but it's probably 99% accurate. So.
Which is where on the Road and Bridge website has the listing of roads. If anybody from the public wants to go out there and look, they just draw up the name alphabetically, and it's got an association of which road district does it belong to.
Right.
That's out there for people too.
And up here in the legend, it'll show you that roads that are logged in multiple sections. So you may have a grader operator that does one part, another grader operator does the other part, and you have what's been identified as base rock roads that are only graded with a water truck and roller. That goes back to maybe your call earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one of those roads.
The ones that I've mentioned, Kansas being a litmus test for me, and then you have some that roads graded out of courtesy. That would be your cemetery roads primarily, and so if you find it useful, I think it's a tool that I found to be extremely valuable for me to help guide my thoughts on how we determine projects and where we've invested money in the roads, and maybe help us determine what road needs more attention due to traffic. And you'll see some of the roads on here that in 1997, some of the traffic counts have actually went down, some have actually went up. And a lot of the smaller ones we haven't counted because they don't carry a lot of traffic. But I think you'll find that probably there's 25, 30 roads that we put traffic counters on that should help guide us. You know, here's so information should be accurate through probably, for what we have in there, I'm going to say it was probably accurate through mid-March, maybe, but and it may not, because we get the rock tickets once a month, so we may not have March rock tickets in here yet. I'm not sure. All right, anything else?
We continue the work study this afternoon.
We need to, I don't know these gentlemen's time, but we probably do need to what's your time like today?
I would prefer to do it now.
Yeah, okay.
What we planned for.
Okay.
How about, you said next Tuesday, of course, is election, right?
Uh-huh.
So what do you need from us, Miss Linda, as far as for election at this one?
No meeting.
Well, no meeting, I got that, but is there other things that you?
That's it.
Okay.
No.
Well, I know we had spoke before, because I did help be an electoral
Yes.
judge last year during the general election. So, and I'd said something about that I'd be willing to do that again, and you told me that then that you normally use us to be runners in case there's an issue.
Yeah.
We can trade out some stuff or electrical or anything like that.
Yeah, at this point, we've got so much, because we're just sending out a smaller amount of inventory.
Mm-hmm.
We're better on that,
Okay.
so I wouldn't worry that.
Okay. Just trying to figure out how to actually plan my next week as well. So,
No, the good side is it looks like the rain won't be on Tuesday or Monday, because we load out judges on Monday. Looks like it will be rain on Friday when the movers are here loading up, but other than that, it's rain and weather.
Okay.
Cooler weather is good for us.
All right.
Wet weather is not our friend because it makes papers tacky. Humidity.
Right. Okay.
So a couple other items I had jotted down. On the use tax, I was asked to speak at the Lions Club tomorrow, so I will go there and provide information at the Lions Club tomorrow.
You bet.
And then we did receive the OEMs working on the reimbursement for the siren installs. I believe that we're down there today or tomorrow, or today and tomorrow, working with the installer, putting a couple of antenna repeaters there to make certain that those are as 100% as 100% can be. Yeah, I know I'm forgetting something. Okay, let me check my desk because I think I am forgetting something.
They went through election testing yesterday, everything was fine.
Did it?
Sealed, signed off of, I don't anticipate any trouble, other than that wet.
Other than what?
Wet.
Wet, okay.
I'm thankful for no storms the night before the election, that's what we're saying, because last year,
Right.
it didn't turn out that way. Last April was whenever there was a huge storm come through, the night before the election.
Yeah, I talked with Aaron and everything. He's pretty excited about being the super for the deal. He says, of course, it's not going to be that big of a deal. So I thought, well, why not? It's the best one for you.
Yeah, yeah, it is. We've got 6 new supervisors that we rotated around to give them a shot at it to see.
Yeah, he said one broke her ankle or something, or
Oh, it could be.
is he
Yes,
still
sir.
out at community, or is he going to be?
He's a community.
Okay, good deal.
Okay. Yeah, wasn't sure if you still had
One
him
of them was
stationed out there.
working at school that day. She had told us.
Okay,
back in
no, that's
November.
fine.
And
You
then.
take care of
Yeah,
business,
the
so
other one had
and
something.
thanks for letting me know.
I had something going on.
All right, thank you.
So
You
those
too.
are our 2 standards up there. So they could try a new one.
Boy's
It's not a
okay,
big
he'll be
issue.
out the rest of the day.
Oh, he is all right though.
Yeah.
What? Okay. Yeah. That's Willie's boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had a car wreck or something, right? But Willie won't be in the rest of the day either, yeah, which is, I gather.
Gentlemen, I think I've covered everything that I had, so is there anything else?
I don't believe as far as this.
Okay. I would entertain a motion to adjourn then.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Okay, we stand adjourned.